watching World Championship Kickboxing here on Rogers Community 10. I'm Stormer Norman Rumack of the Fan 590 and National Sports Radio, along with Ed Zawadzki, the feature columnist of our Toronto. Ed, we're all set for our big match, the FFKA World Championship.
I just informed we also
scheduled 12-rounder between Rico Tatangelo and Ernie Kitterman.
It's going to be a great fight.
Champion Mr. Sean Tompkins with us here today.
You're listening to ring announcer Greg Manzik of City TVs. We got set for this scheduled 12-round match. I mentioned Rico Tatangelo out of Toronto, Ernie Kitterman from Belleville, Illinois. Tatangelo, age 26, representing Twin Dragons, Mick and Martin McNamara. His record, 7 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. And Ernie Ironman Kitterman, as he is known, with a very impressive record at Zawadzki of 24, 3-3, and 14 knockouts.
Well, this fight has a great story. Ernie Kitterman came in 3 months ago here and knocked out Mike Reed for his world championship.
What a knockout that was.
Now, on that same evening, Rico Tatangelo knocked out and ended Kitterman's brother's career in the co-main event. Now, Mike Reed, unfortunately, did not pass his medical due to a problem with his red blood cells. So Rico, at the last minute 2 days ago,
he is from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, with a professional fight record of 7-2-1. He weighed in at 162 pounds. Rico Tatangelo.
This is all the makings of a great grudge fight.
Rocky kind of story. I remember Tatangelo last time I saw him fight. He is a very smart fighter, very aggressive fighter
from
too.
Belleville,
very
Illinois.
aggressive, very slippery.
He weighed in at 162 pounds. A professional fight record of 24-3-3,
look at Kitterman move,
including 9
well
KOs. He is the current FFKA World Champion, the Ironman, Ernie Kitterman.
Well, Ernie Kitterman has great boxing skills, and he's got a booming right hand, and he loves to use those boxing skills with his kicks coming in secondary. Rico Tatangelo is the exact opposite. So this is a fight between a boxer, a kickboxer, and a brawler.
Getting their instructions in the center of the ring. Kitterman's out of Belleville, Illinois, married with 2 youngsters. Robin, age 9, Brendan, age 4. His wife's name is Peggy, representing the world-class karate and kickboxing club. He is his own manager. And of course, Rico Tatangelo, as we mentioned, out of Toronto with the Twin Dragons Kickboxing and Kung Fu Club. Much less experience with a record of 7 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. As mentioned, Kitterman 24-3-3 with 14 knockouts as we are set this fight, a World Championship bout scheduled to go 12 rounds, and we are underway.
One thing to watch for: Rico Tatangelo begins every exchange with a kick, and he finishes every exchange with a kick.
And Tatangelo not holding back, despite less experience against the veteran Kitterman.
Tatangelo's going to have to keep away from an early war. Kitterman's going to try to bring him in and start brawling early, and that's the one thing. Tatangelo has to use all that ring savvy in his style to use the ring to his advantage and not get caught up in that.
And you can tell by the camera shots just how cut and defined Kitterman is. He's in great shape. Not to suggest that Tatangelo isn't, but Kitterman, outstanding shape.
Well, actually, I think Rico Tatangelo is more of a natural fighter to go the distance than Kitterman is.
Come on, Rico!
Kitterman delivering some solid body shots to Tatangelo. Coming back again. Tatangelo comes back nicely. Had Kitterman briefly up against the ropes, trying to keep him in the corner, up against the ropes. Boy, they're swinging with everything. Kitterman comes back. Tatangelo up against the ropes.
What a war.
Kitterman pushing Tatangelo back. Tatangelo steps out into the middle. Oh, solid shots. Solid shots.
Watch Kitterman.
Ed, you know what? I don't think this is going to go 12 rounds. Someone's going to go down.
Kitterman's trying to load up for that right hand. It's Tatangelo that lands his own right hand.
Oh. body shots there as Tatangelo went up against the ropes. You can tell Kitterman's he knows exactly what he's doing, needless to say, but boy, he doesn't waste any time whatsoever trying to establish himself.
Another incredible action-packed round. This fight is definitely turning out to be the barn burner we expected.
And as you mentioned off the top, Ed, Rico Tatangelo was not originally scheduled to be fighting in this match against Ernie Kitterman.
He didn't find out he was fighting this fight until Thursday evening when Mike Reed failed his medical.
Now there you see the twins, Nick and Martin McNamara, in the corner with their fighter, Rico Tatangelo, age 26, out of Toronto. He is single, enjoys boxing and fishing. Has a Bachelor of Arts degree, majoring in political science.
They have to be telling him right now is not to get caught up in any kind of war with Kitterman, to start using the ring, use his speed to his advantage.
All right, round 2 underway. This is a scheduled 12-round match, FFKA World Championship bout. Kitterman. I mentioned Kitterman out of Belleville, Illinois. Rico Tatangelo out of Toronto. See Tatangelo back in the corner. Kitterman more in the middle of the ring. And they switch around. Tatangelo with the long dark hair with the ponytail. Boy, again off to a fast start in the second round. No hesitation, no holding back. Imagine, Ed, the way that they're exchanging blows, I have trouble believing this is going to last 12 rounds. One way or another, someone is going to go down.
Well, a Tatangelo kick just whizzed by Kitterman's nose. Both these fighters very well.
Kitterman slips between the ropes. I'm not sure if he slipped or he Tatangelo scored a punch there.
Kitterman's got a bad cut. Kitterman's got a back cut.
Yes, he does.
On his cheek.
Rico Tatangelo obviously scored a nice shot there. And the crowd is all worked up here in excitement over the underdog Tatangelo.
Commission Dr. Marvin Cezanne is checking out the cut.
You can hear the crowd chanting Rico, Rico. Rico Tatangelo, the Rocky, so to speak, in this particular matchup. The hometown crowd behind him.
Last-minute replacement, fighting for, I guess, the World Championship in the honor of the Twin Dragons.
Well, so far, doing a good job maintaining that honor, too. Of course, wow. We got two real warriors in here, not holding anything back. I was going to mention, Ed, anytime you got a cut around the eye in any boxing match, it's trouble.
Well, fortunately for Kitterman, the cut is below his eye, not above the eye, where the blood flow won't restrict his vision.
There you see the end of the second round. This is scheduled to go 12 between Rico Tatangelo of Toronto. There you see in the corner with the Twin Dragons working on him, and Ernie Kitterman out of Belleville, Illinois. I mentioned right from the start, Kitterman with great experience. There is a good look at that cut under his eye, Ed. Kitterman with a record going into this match with 24-3 and 3-14 knockouts. And Tatangelo with a heck of a punch to land that cut.
Commission Dr. Marvin Cezanne has come back up for another look.
That looks like a pretty substantial cut, too. That, I would say, just by looking at the shot we just saw on the monitor previous, it looked like it's going to need some stitching when it's finished.
Most definitely it's going to need some stitching. The Twins are probably telling Tatangelo to keep up the same kind of pace and keep doing exactly what he did in that second round.
There we see Kitterman coming out of his corner for round number 3. I'm sure the Twins told Tatangelo, Eddie, to try and work on that cut a little bit further.
Well, also,
under Kitterman's eye.
Also, if you notice, what Rico's doing now is he's using his front kick to keep Kitterman off.
Oh, there we go.
He's using the front kick into the lower body, into the lower abdomen.
Pacing a little bit more deliberate, Ed, in this third round.
Well, both fighters, I mean, they put up quite a pace in those first 2 rounds. Rico is just using that lead kick in as a jab, just keeping Kitterman off.
You're watching World Championship Kickboxing on Rogers Community 10. I'm Stormer Norman Rumack, the Fan 590 National Sports Radio, along with Ed Zawadzki, columnist with Our Toronto. We're in the third round of a 12-round match between Rico Tatangelo of Toronto and Ernie Kitterman of Belleville, Illinois. An FFKA World Championship bout. And now getting back to the same pace, both fighters displayed the first 2 rounds in this third. Solid body shots there from Kitterman. Rico Tatangelo holding his own, not holding back either. Pushing Kitterman back into the ropes. Blow after blow. Kitterman exchanging punches and kicks. There we go. Another solid round of action, Ed Zawadzki.
Rico is starting to dictate the pace of this fight now. Slowly, he's taking charge in this fight. He's making Kitterman pay. Every time Kitterman is coming in with his first punches or with any kind of offense, Rico is right there countering it.
As we get ready for the fourth round, there you see Mick and Martin McNamara of Twin Dragon Kung Fu and Kickboxing, working with the heavy underdog. At least going into this fight, he was quite the underdog. Rico Tatangelo out of Toronto, as I mentioned, his record 7 wins, 2 losses, and a draw against the veteran Ernie Ironman Kitterman from Belleville, Illinois. 24-3-3 with 14 knockouts. In fact, 2 knockouts in his last 3 fights. That was mentioned with Mike Reed and Brian Lee. There you see a good look of Kitterman, and now Tatangelo. Tatangelo, of course, with the longer hair and the ponytail. They're set for round number 4. First 3 have been heavy duty, very heavy duty, non-stop action.
The one thing I noticed at the end of that third round is that fatigue might be setting in a little bit on Ernie Kitterman. Kitterman constantly looking for to be able to unload that right hand.
Oh, he almost
throws a nice side kick out of his own.
Did you get a point taken off there?
No.
Okay. Well, the crowd certainly into this fight, pulling for the big underdog, Rico Tatangelo of Toronto, against Belleville, Illinois' Ernie, the Ironman Kitterman. This round number 4, almost like round number 3. Ed's starting off a little more deliberately, and perhaps it'll pick up as did round 3 towards the end.
Well, both fighters know that they can't sit there and just get rid of all their energy in the early rounds. This is a fight where they might have to go the distance.
Yeah, the way they started, I didn't think we were going to go past 4. I figured someone's going to go down real fast just because of the intensity of the blows nonstop.
Rico Tatangelo using that beautiful front kick to Kitterman's stomach effectively. Kitterman still trying to unload with that right hand. That's his bread and butter punch.
Come on, Rico, kick him in the head.
That's the end of the 4th round. Watching World Championship Kickboxing on Rogers Community 10, coming to you from the Paradise Banquet Hall in Concord, Ontario. I'm Stormer Norman Rumack of the Fan 590 and National Sports Radio, along with Ed Zawadzki, columnist with Our Toronto magazine. And Ed, you can say certainly without any question, folks here at the banquet hall to catch today's card. Certainly getting more than their money's worth in this particular matchup with Tatangelo and Kitterman.
Oh, most definitely. It's an exciting fight. Now, the one thing that I'm a little concerned with, in the last 2 rounds, there's a little slower paced.
Well, that's not surprising, considering the pace they came out with in the first 2 rounds.
But the one thing that I'm very interested in is seeing how the judges are going to score this. Because usually in a very close round, the champion will always have a little bit of an advantage. And Rico Tatangelo has had problems getting decisions here in Toronto.
He's got his work cut out for him in terms of his opponent, Ernie the Ironman Kitterman from Illinois. We start round number 5. Whoa, Kitterman scores a nice shot to the head there.
Gets in between Rico's guard.
Now, as opposed to some fighters, it seems like Kitterman could go with both legs, Ed.
Yeah, he is good. He is good with both legs. He's more of a hand fighter than anything else, but he is showing us his skills with his legs. I'm quite surprised by it.
Yeah, he's comfortable going with either.
He's a better kicker than a lot of people give him credit for, but then again, the man is a world champion.
Oh, Tatangelo missing with a roundhouse, but nice element of surprise there if he had connected. Both Kitterman and Tatangelo slowing it up a little bit in this round. As I mentioned, not surprising considering the furious pace they were going at each other during the first 3 rounds in particular.
Tatangelo still using that front kick to keeping Kitterman off.
Say at this stage, Eddie, that Kitterman is more definitively the aggressive fighter, taking the fight more so to Tatangelo.
But Tatangelo's countering with everything that Kitterman's coming at him with. It seems that everything Kitterman's throwing, Tatangelo has an answer for.
Well, he's more than holding his own, that's for sure, not backing away from anything. As we've come to the conclusion of 5 rounds in this FFKA World Championship bout between Toronto, Ontario's Rico Tatangelo, Belleville, Illinois' Ernie Kitterman, a scheduled 12-round match. And these fighters have thrown absolutely everything they've got, including the one you're looking at, Rico Tatangelo, representing the Twin Dragon Kickboxing and Kung Fu Club out of Toronto. And there's a good look at American out of Belleville, Illinois, the veteran Ernie Ironman Kitterman. That cut so far looks like it's holding up fairly well, Eddie.
Yeah, they've treated it okay. It's it doesn't seem to be a problem in this fight.
And the crowd just absolutely keeping their fingers crossed and really pulling for Rico Tatangelo. We heard the chants earlier on of Rico, Rico, kind of like a Rocky movie. No doubt we'll hear them if Rico can get another flurry going against Ernie Kitterman.
Well, we're definitely in Rico's hometown here. The crowd is definitely behind him.
As we begin round number 6 of the 12-round scheduled match. There they go. Once again, encouraging Rico Tatangelo. Tatangelo with the long hair, looking at his back. And Ernie Kitterman looking at his back. Oh, Tatangelo scores a couple of punches, couple more punches.
He's got him hurt.
Kitterman against the ropes. Kitterman comes out. Tatangelo scoring several punches and kicks in succession.
But Kitterman came back and landed a left and right of his own that backed Tatangelo up.
Tatangelo briefly looked like he had Kitterman in trouble there for a moment. Now Kitterman against the ropes once again. Kitterman getting more than his money's worth from the upstart Rico Tatangelo in this match. So we're in the middle of the 6th round of the scheduled 12-round fight.
I think fatigue is starting to set in a little bit with Kitterman. He seems to be a little frustrated now to get inside on Rico.
Oh, there's a nice kick by Rico Tatangelo. And I would say Kitterman's looking a little more tired here.
Kitterman is tired. Rico's caught him. At the end of the round.
What a flurry, and look at the crowd standing up and cheering on Rico Tatangelo. Boy, are they excited, and did he ever give them something to be excited about?
Rico had Kitterman in a world of trouble before the bell saved Kitterman.
End of the 6th round, the scheduled 12-round match. You're watching World Championship Kickboxing at its best. Storm and Armin Rumack of the Fan 590 National Sports Radio, along with Ed Zawadzki, columnist for Our Toronto Magazine on Rogers Community 10. We're coming to you from the Paradise Banquet Hall in Concord, Ontario. Now, what a dynamite match we've had. This is an FFKA World Championship bout between Toronto's Rico Tatangelo, the crowd behind him, as you can hear, and Ernie Kitterman, as you can see in his corner, out of Belleville, Illinois. He was hanging on at the end of that last round. Tatangelo putting on quite a charge. They come out for more action.
Kitterman is definitely fatigued.
Kitterman seems to have recovered. Got his win back, at least for now. Oh, good blows by both fighters there. Well, much to my surprise, this in fact might go 12 rounds. So the way they started, I didn't think they were going to go that far. Pretty courageous fight by both Rico Tatangelo and Ernie Kitterman, and they continue at that same pace they set in the first couple of rounds. Non-stop punching and kicking in this FFKA World Championship bout. Tatangelo and Kitterman exchanging punches. Now Tatangelo really taking it to Kitterman. Here we go. Kick, kick. Oh, nice uppercut by Rico Tatangelo. Another uppercut. Shot to the side.
Kitterman is
and a kick. Rico Tatangelo. What an amazing victory. Rico Tatangelo with a huge upset. This is unbelievable.
The new FFKA champion of the world.
Rico Tatangelo being mobbed by his corner, representing the Twin Dragons. What a huge upset, Ed Zawadzki. This is unbelievable.
He's back. He's fought back the pride of the Twin Dragons. After Ernie Kitterman knocked out Mike Reed last October, Rico Tatangelo has fought back the pride and glory back to the Twin Dragons.
Getting a hero's welcome in the center of the ring. The rather comparatively inexperienced Rico Tatangelo with a record prior to this fight of 7 wins, 2 losses, and a draw against the seasoned veteran out of Illinois, Ernie Ironman Kitterman, who had a record of 24-3-3 with 14 knockouts. What a huge victory for Rico Tatangelo.
Unbelievable, and it was such an exciting fight. Such an exciting fight from beginning to end. Norman, we shouldn't forget the resilience, the courage, the class shown by former champion Ernie Kitterman.
Oh, absolutely.
He fought one of a gutsy performance.
But let's remind the folks, originally Rico Tatangelo wasn't going to be involved in this fight.
He was the last minute, within 48 hours before the fight, he was brought in as a replacement for Mike Reed.
There he is in the middle of the ring, representing the Twin Dragons out of Toronto, Rico Tatangelo. The ponytail boy, what a fight and what a shock.
in the last 3 months, Rico Tatangelo has effectively beaten both Kitterman brothers, ended the first Kitterman brothers career, and now really looked impressive in stopping older brother Ernie in his quest for the FFKA World Middleweight Championship.
What a fight we've seen, and what excitement for this crowd who are pulling for Rico Tatangelo, and he pulled through for them and for the twins.
Well, he definitely pulled in. This is a pro Tatangelo crowd. It's his hometown. He knew that he'd have a tough time getting a decision here in Toronto, and he came right out in that last round and went for the knockout, went for broke.
And aren't you glad you're watching this World Championship Kickboxing on Rogers Community 10?
For
Here's the
bringing us the
announcement.
main event this evening. We have our decision. The referee stops the fight at 1 minute and 38 seconds of the 7th round. The winner and new FFKA World Champion, Rico Tatangelo.
What a fight by Rico Tatangelo. There they are, the two fighters. Nice classy handshake end of today's matchup. And what entertainment for this audience, Ed Zawadzki.
Well,
Unbelievable drama.
Well, Rico Tatangelo himself told me before this fight, no matter who wins, he wanted to buy the first round for Ernie Kitterman. And that is a show of real class.
Well, there's Rico Tatangelo in his corner, successfully and triumphantly representing Twin Dragon Kickboxing and Kung Fu, headed up by Mick and Martin McNamara. What a champion he has been. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back to wrap up. I'm Stormer Norman Rumack, the Fan 590 National Sports Radio, along with Ed Zawadzki, columnist, Our Toronto. Back with more momentarily, right here on Rogers Community 10.